Right. Good morning or evening or wherever you are when you find this. Welcome to Tarot Talk Tuesday. My name is Elle and I own Insight Transformations and I do a number of things, including tarot and energy work. Tarot Talk Tuesday is to share the Tarot of the Week, which is a weekly reading for my collective. And so I'm going to go ahead and read off of my screen. This week's collective reading for September 29th to October 5th is called Healthy Boundaries. For so long, you have felt like you were locked out in the cold, looking in on the abundance of others. This week, we are finding our empowerment and claiming our abundance. Be firm in your belief in your worth. The beginning of knowledge is understanding that you don't know something. The beginning of abundance is realizing that you want something you don't have. Before you experienced lack, you experienced undifferentiated wholeness. There was no lack, and there was no abundance. There simply was. Then the question was asked, what is this thing I have, and what does it do for my experience? Like a science experiment or a game, this idea piqued your interest. And so you agreed to experience existence without that thing. Excuse me. You learned that not having it created problems, but the plan was always to attain it again. You enjoyed the idea of coming to appreciate that thing more. You decided that you would choose kindness when you felt badly as well. You would be the good. In experiencing an abundance of lack, you felt the energies of sadness, jealousy, and competition. You felt fear and guilt as well. Nevertheless, you knew that taking abundance from others would not fix your feelings. And so you chose poverty and self-denial until you could find your own abundance again. At the same time, others also incarnated to experience lack, and their reaction to it created an insatiable hunger. They turned the energies of sadness, jealousy, and competition into justification for taking from others. They forgot that we are all part of the whole, and that hurting one hurts all. They chose not to care, deadening their feelings and separating themselves from the pain of the whole so that they could continue to inflict it. They shoved their guilt off onto their victims. You saw this and started to believe that poverty was the best way forward. You may have taken an actual vow of poverty at one point as well. Betrayal got involved, causing community wounding. The social system skewed in favor of those with insatiable hunger to take for themselves. This game is ending, and it's ending now. In bringing the world back to wholeness, balance must be restored. We can no longer live in a world with such drastic imbalance, because the effect of it is pulling the collective universe off balance. What began as a smaller game has spiraled into a disaster. The higher powers of the universe are stepping in to break up the game, and have been doing so for a while. The solution must match the problem, and that is why it has taken this long. If you feel big shifts, or you feel you are part of these big shifts, you are correct. Keep balancing service to others with service to self inside yourself. No light is ever wasted, and no true love goes unrewarded in the long run. It is not your job to punish selfish people. It is your job to reclaim what is rightfully yours and be compassionate. That claiming is not punishment. Remember that self-compassion is as important as compassion for others. You cannot give to others if you have nothing to give. You cannot endlessly break your cup to fill someone else's. Drop the guilt over feeding yourself. The biggest factor in your success now will be your ability to hold healthy boundaries. Take time and energy to rest and refill your cup as needed. And give when you feel like it. You are looking for reciprocal energy from others who believe in service to others in balance with service to self. A kind no is better than a dishonest yes. The key is to start valuing balance above self-sacrifice. This will allow you to finally drop these negative emotions and ideas that held you back. Be gentle with yourself in this process. Creating safe space within you is the most effective way to heal the collective. Elahujan. One of the most important parts of this collective reading for this week is the opportunity to take stock of what is holding us back and how we can more easily refine our output. I think it's important for us collectively and individually to look into what we are saying yes to and why. And a lot of that has to do with generational wounding and with the things that we've experienced in the past that we are ready to move on from. So, I think that's all the thoughts that I have on the Tarot of the Week. You can go back through to previous postings here for an explanation of what the collective reading is, or I can post that link to my blog, which I will do as well. At the end of this collective reading, I have planned to read tarot for a few individuals who have asked for personal readings. And so I will go into that part now. The first card is for Susan. Susan, you got Water Brother. This is from the same deck that I am using to read the Tarot of the Week. This is about really tapping into your feelings and into what inspires you, is what I'm hearing. So, what inspires you to take action, and what are you learning how to put your energy into? This week, you are invited to remember who you are and remember what your place actually is in favor of what you have believed your place in society was. And water is equivalent to cups in the Rider-Waite Tarot. So the Water Brother is actually equivalent to the Knight of Cups. So that is the energy that you are moving for. That is looking at all of the energy that you are putting into it and your drive and your motivation behind things. So pay attention to the connection between your motivation and how you're feeling. Next is Elsie Cruz. I'm not sure how to say the first name. It's L-L-S-E. And you received Seven of Fire, which is also called Courage. This is a beautiful card, inviting you to have more courage and more hope in where you're headed. Wands is a similar suit to the suit of fire, and that's really that motivation energy, that drive forward. This card also has the sun on it, so it's important to follow your yeses. Anne Schultz is next. And you got Nine of Earth, the Zenith. And the Zenith is about finishing off cycles so that you can enjoy the abundance that you are going to receive. But with this is Nine of Pentacles, Nine of Earth. It's all about grounding and appreciating what you have now and seeing how it all comes together. This is a card about synergy and about adding all of the things that you have accumulated up, not just to make the sum of its parts, which is last week's energy. It's not just about the sum of the parts of the things that you have accumulated or collected or gathered to you. It is the synergy of all those that creates a whole that is so much more powerful. Next is Penny. What can we find for Penny this week? Let's see. Just going to continue clearing and tapping into the highest energy for Penny. And we got Wheel of Fortune. This is a major arcana card. It felt like a lot of the cards that came through were parts of a message. And they weren't major arcana, they were minor arcana, which means small things. So what I'm getting from this is that in your quest forward, you are invited to stop looking at the details and start looking at the overall picture. You are divinely supported. There's an angel up here. You have a lot of things that you want to get done, and there are several ways to get there, but they all kind of follow the same pattern. And the pattern that you are looking for is the pattern of joy and the pattern of satisfaction. Keep looking into that pattern of satisfaction for yourself. If you find that you've accomplished something that you wanted to or that you felt was necessary, take a moment to live in that satisfaction until you have the motivation to move forward again. And this goes along with the Zenith card as well. In accumulating good things, we have to remember to acknowledge the good things and to value them appropriately. The next card is for Lucille. Lucille, you got 3 of Earth, which is works, and that is also Pentacles. That is the manifestation. 3 of Earth is talking about... It's looking at building the foundations of your life and building the foundations of... I'm getting light codes from this. I'm getting, like, crop circle codes. Pay attention to the divine guidance that you are receiving, because you are connected to interstellar civilizations and you are bringing that energy into your life. You are not currently interstellar per se because you are in a human form, but in being connected to an interstellar race, you are bringing these light codes in by grounding them in through your own practice and inspiring other people who are also incarnated. This is a great time to take wisdom from the past, but also translate it into what you are learning now. So for instance, a lot of interstellar cultures that tried to raise the resonance of the Earth from the outside were more into service to others and got burned out because they were not receiving for themselves. That is why it is important to receive for yourself as well. So service to self and balance in balance with service to others. You can bring a lot of great, beautiful energy into this world, but in order to sustain it, you have to actually eat. You have to gain nutrition and allow for accumulation of good things, because when you are building your base, your foundation, you have a lot of great ideas coming through that you came in with, but how you build them is going to dictate how well they work for you. Last I have Mary. And Mary, you got 3 of Wind, which is recognition. This is about taking stock of your relationships and how things are or are not serving you, because it very much looks like there is some sort of negative block that is inverting a main source of your energy. So the upside down here, where this is moving this way, and it feels regressive. It feels like when you have decided who is important to you and who is in your corner versus who is not. This card in Rider-Waite signals betrayal and heartbreak. When you have decided what is going to serve you and what is not going to serve you, you will find that you can start to forgive yourself. And in forgiving yourself, you will be able to forgive others for the things that they have done that have not been in alignment with your highest good. So recognize who is around you and what they are bringing to the table for you. these are the cards that I have for the people who asked for cards. If you would like a card at the next week's Tarot Talk Tuesday, please leave a comment below and I will put you on my list. I look forward to hearing from you. I also look forward to hearing from you in the comments about how this reading resonated. And again, I will put the link to my blog with the explanation of the cards and the picture of the cards in the description. As well as reading for the collective, I also do personal readings and I do personal clearing sessions for energy healing. So if you are interested in that, my blog is connected to my scheduling page as well. I look forward to hearing from you. Have a great week.